This module covers the microwave installation types, as available in Seragon portfolio. The agenda of this module covers the following topics: Ceragon technology overview, a short overview of the entire Ceragon portfolio, currently available, and types of installations. The all-outdoor installations, split-mount installations, all-indoor installations, and finally, hybrid installations. Although not very frequent, hybrid installations are used and employs the use of an indoor unit for distributing the traffic and all outdoor network equipment that acts as radio unit on the tower. As the world's #1 wireless backhaul specialist, Ceragon Networks ensures that mobile and fixed line carriers, as well as private network operators, have the cost-effective transmission capacity to deliver the voice and premium data services on which we all rely. We are the ideal partner, with more than 65 years of proven microwave radio communications experience. Seragon has the stability, resources, installed base and global reach of a big supplier, and the flexibility, agility and acute responsiveness of a specialist. We bring breakthrough technology with global experience and expertise to our customers wherever they might be. Ceragon solutions are effectively deployed throughout a customer base of over 430 mobile service providers and hundreds of private networks in over 130 countries. Our customers have come to rely on our uninterrupted delivery of industry-leading technology, cost innovation and advanced wireless systems that allow them to evolve their networks from circuit switched to hybrid concepts to the most efficient all-packet technology. Our solutions support all wireless access technologies, delivering more capacity over longer distances under any given deployment scenario. Customers depend on our expertise and partnering approach to provide wireless backhaul solutions that meet today's needs while guaranteeing a comfortable and cost-effective path to future requirements. To offer solutions to any network strategy and match any deployment scenario, Seragon rely on the IP20 and IP50 platforms, together providing complete flexibility and covering a countless range of configuration options. Both platforms are equipped with multi-core technology, allowing you to continuously increase your operational efficiency and provide better quality of experience to your customers. More on the IP20 and IP50 platforms will be shown in coming slides. The Fiber IP20 platform is designed as a unique solution for our customers to cover all of the backhaul wireless networking needs. The main advantages of this series of products rely on our building blocks aimed for our customers to do the following: increase their operational efficiency by utilizing the most out of the radio spectrum. Ensure their peace of mind by creating networks with hardware and software reliable products. Enhance the quality of experience of our customers' own clients through high-capacity nodes that allow for stringent SLAs and a multitude of services. These values are at the heart of the IP20 platform and drive us to achieve more in terms of features, capacity and innovations. A good example of implementation is the concept of multi-core technology, allowing for radio bonding capabilities all throughout the IP20 platform with best-in-class results. Our commitment to industry leadership focuses us on the development of generation after generation of innovative solutions for our customers. We take pride in the many industry advancing achievements we've introduced to the market and the advantages they have provided to our customers. Through this culture of innovation, we've been able to develop solutions that respond to our customers' needs by creating cost-effective products, with more capacity, lowering the total cost of ownership and providing a smooth modernization path towards the incoming 5G revolution. Let's have now a deeper look at each member of the IP20 family. Starting from the left, we have the all-new IP20V, a new single-core high-capacity all-outdoor unit. designed to work in the V-band, between 57 to 66 GHz. Next is the already established IP20E, in a new format with a powerful integrated antenna. We then have the very successful multi-core, all-outdoor, IP20C along with its new version, the IP20C High Power, designed for 6 to 11 GHz, able to transmit up to 33 decibels. Closing the all-outdoor section, you can see the IP20S, designed as a high-capacity access or first level of aggregation network element. To the right side of the screen, you can see the split mount line, with the indoor units at the base and the radio units on top. Starting from the lower left side, you can see that the IP20G, also called pizza box, and then the IP20GX, the more modular indoor unit for aggregation. Third in line is the all-new IP20F, the highly versatile edge node designed to work with multiple multi-core radios and the multi-band feature, supporting up to 5 carriers on a single indoor unit. Ending the line of indoor units, we have the successful fiber IP20N, ultra-modular, ultra-high capacity node in 1 or 2 rack units versions. On the radio part, the new additions to this line are the RFUS, designed for compatibility radio across IP20 links, on the left. Next to it, we can see the multi-core RFUD, that brings the established multi-core technology to the split mount installation area. Then, we have the RFUE, designed to employ E-band high-density scenarios for big capacities. The RFUD high power comes next, for multi-core, long-haul applications with the available indoor units. The last of the radios list are the RFUC and RFU high power, the already established radio units. With all of these current products, Seragon aims to complete its product portfolio and transport data in any conditions, in any capacity scenario across multiple bands and using multiple cores. In 2019, Seragon has introduced to the market a new platform, the IP50 platform, which represents a switch to a disaggregated wireless solution in preparation of the 5G revolution. In this way, a smart device, portrayed here, in the middle, by the IP50FX will ensure connectivity and supervision of separate full radio equipment and be capable of ensuring new network topologies. The disaggregated wireless backhaul solution includes several elements that are not independent of each other. In this case, the radio element could be used as a standalone radio, an all-outdoor wireless backhaul solution, or could connect to an indoor networking unit. This indoor unit could be a combination of the networking hardware and networking software elements, or could be any other switching or routing platform. This is possible because the connection to the indoor unit is based on a standard Ethernet interface. In a similar manner, the networking hardware element could be based on merchant silicon. As such, it could be easily replaced or upgraded to a more powerful unit, while keeping the networking software and the radio elements intact. This scenario could not be achieved in the vendor proprietary environment, where development of the radio, networking hardware and networking software elements are highly dependent on each other. Let's have a look on the all-outdoor installation type first. All outdoor installations are installations where entire network element and adjacent systems are placed outside, completely. That means the network element, or any mediation device or connection to the antenna and the antenna itself, are installed outside. Some all-outdoor installations utilize Power over Ethernet injectors, PoE for short, which are also placed outside as per their design. The cables for management, traffic and sometimes DC power will run from an indoor element, which can be a switch or a router up to the Seragon network element. Seragon's all-outdoor elements are IP66 compliant. The Ceragon all-outdoor network elements are IP50C, IP50E, IP50S, the fiber IP20C, IP20C high power, IP20S, IP20E and IP20V. depending on the customer, operational frequencies and site constraints. There are two modes of installing the all-outdoor equipment. The first one is in direct mount, with the mediation device and the network element directly connected to the antenna. The second one is a remote mount, where the use of a flexible waveguide from the network element and mediation device to the antenna itself is employed. Here are two examples of all-outdoor installations with IP20C and IP20E in various configurations. Please note that the elements are placed outside, installed on the actual antenna. This scenario is called a all-outdoor installation. Customer needs to provide only traffic and power to the unit, through cables, and the rest sits outside. Both of these scenarios are all-outdoor direct mount installations. Here you can see an example of a remote mount installation as a descriptive diagram with steps for achieving the installation. To the right side you can see a picture of the actual antenna and the connection through waveguide from the network elements that are placed outside of the picture, onto the tower. Please note that while the elements are still placed outside, there is a waveguide connection in place. This scenario is also called a all-outdoor installation, but this time it's a remote mount installation. The all-outdoor, direct mount installation. The network element is connected straight to the antenna interface. A mediation device can be used for transmitting radio signal from element to the feeder of the antenna. In the presented examples, you can see a direct mount with one element to the left of the slide. A mediation device can be used depending on the configuration. Either a splitter or an OMT can be used in this example. More details on these mediation devices will be found later in the course. To the right you can see a configuration with multiple network elements, coupled together by two mediation devices. In this case the elements are first connected with a dual splitter, using all four radio interfaces. That splitter is then connected to another one, combining the four RF signals to the same antenna interface. A special case under the all-outdoor system installations is represented by the integrated antenna installation. The IP50E and IP20E, for the E-band, and the IP20V, for the V-band, have this installation option available. The user needs only to set up the link by aligning the antennas and configuring the link parameters. All-outdoor remote mount installation. In this scenario, the network elements are connected to the antenna interface via a flexible or rigid waveguide. This can happen in some cases due to the lack of space on the pole, system complexity, system frequencies, or desired installation type. To the left you can see a remote mount installation using IP20C and a rigid waveguide. To the right, the IP20C in a similar installation, but this time, connected to the antenna using a flexible waveguide. A slightly different case is the space diversity installation. The space diversity system can be installed as a direct mount for the main antenna and a remote mount for the space diversity antenna. Please observe the examples shown here. Let's now look at the most common possible configurations for the IP20C, IP20S, IP20V and IP20E products. The table presented shows the possible and also most common used radio configurations. The IP20C is the most flexible all-outdoor product, capable of a number of installations for both access and first level of aggregation. IP20C is capable of configurations such as 1+0 links or 1+0 east-west configuration, acting as a repeater, 2+0 multi-core links with either single or dual polarization, 2x2+0 multi-core links with either single or dual polarization, 2x2+0 single polarization, dual polarization or space diversity configurations, 1+1 hot standby or 2+2 hot standby, protected configurations, 2x2 and 4x4 MIMO configurations. The IP20S is capable of working in 1+0 links, either in a direct or remote mount configuration. 1+1 protected hot standby configurations, in a direct or remote mount. 2+0 links, with direct and remote mount configuration. The IP20E can be used in the following scenarios: 1+0 links, 2+0 links with either single polarization or dual polarization. The IP20V can be used in 1+0 configurations at the moment. Before continuing with the rest of the possible types of installations, we need to describe a paradigm shift happening with the new line of Ceragon radio units. In 2018, Seragon introduced a new lineup of radios to ensure the development of higher capacity, higher radio bonding capabilities and more simpler installations. With the new line of products, IP20F, IP20N or IP20A with RIC-D cards, Seragon shifted this paradigm because of the radios that also hold the modem, while being connected to the indoor units with Ethernet Cat5 and Cat6 cable. The set of radios that can be operated and powered through a Cat5 or Cat6 cables is listed here, along the newer indoor unit, IP20F. For the single-core, high-capacity links, we have the RFUS on the leftmost side of the screen. Then we have the RFUD, which is a high-capacity, dual-core radio. Both the RFUS and the RFUD support 4096 QAM modulations in select radio scripts. Next, we have the RFUE, a high-capacity E-band single-core radio unit. The three radio units presented up to this point can be powered up and fed data signal through the same proprietary Seragon newer RFU interface and Cat5 or Cat6 cables. Lastly, we can present the RFUD high power, a dual-core radio unit, able to allow for aggregation in the 4 to 11 GHz frequencies. This radio unit can be fed digital signal through Cat5 or Cat6 Ethernet cable, but due to the power needed, it will need a separate DC connection. All of these units have the modem inside them, shifting from the previous model with a more expensive IF cable that was more susceptible to faults. The preparation of the Cat5 and Cat6 cable is a skill that most installers have these days and will greatly improve the installation times for any project and lower the risks of faulty cable installations. Let's consider next the all-indoor installation type. An all-indoor installation means that both the indoor unit and the radio frequency unit are installed inside the shelter, building or an enclosure, safely stored from the outside climate, while a waveguide connects to the antenna residing outside on the tower. In the established IP20 products, we used to refer to the indoor unit as the equipment that is designed to cover the switching and also the modulation and demodulation of the signal, and the radio frequency unit would be responsible for raising the baseband signal into the specific frequency of communication. For these scenarios, the IDU to the RFU communication would happen via a coaxial large GA2 cable on intermediate frequencies. 350 MHz for transmission and 140 MHz for receiving. The RF units communicate to the antenna via rigid or flexible waveguide, with most installations for all indoor systems using rigid elliptical waveguide. With the new line of products, IP20F, IP20N or IP20A equipped with RIC-D cards, Seragon shifted this paradigm due to the radios also holding the modems, while being connected to the indoor units via optical fiber or via standard Cat5 and Cat6 cable. This should ease the installation for the new configurations possible with the new radios. This is a list of all former and present available products that can be used in a full indoor installation. The 1500 high-power long haul along with one of the fiber indoor units, like the IP20G, the IP20GX or IP20N. The 3200 system along with the fiber indoor unit. the Evolution RFU along with the fiber indoor unit, usually the IP20N. RFUD high power, all indoor configuration with a RIC-D card and the IP20N or with the IP20F, for very specific sub-11 GHz frequencies. Take these examples, shown here. You can see on the left side a Metro Evolution 8+0 all-indoor system. In the middle it's the fiber IP20 long-haul system with RFU high power. And on the right side of the screen see an all-indoor installation with RFUD high power. Let's now consider the split mount installation type. There are few types of split mount installations, largely depending on the type of radio frequency unit that is being used. Therefore, we have split mount installations with RFUC, with RFU-HP, or 1500 high power with 2 receivers, and other split mount installations with Evolution radios. In addition, Seragon have now available split mount installations with fiber IP20 indoor units, and the list of RF units capable of working with higher modulations while being powered over Ethernet Cat5 and Cat6 cabling. These are situated on the left side of our slide. There are a few types of split mount installations, largely depending on the type of radio frequency unit that is being used. Therefore, we have split mount installations with RFUC, with RFU-HP or 1500 high power with 2 receivers and other split mount installations with Evolution radios. In addition, we now have split mount installation with fiber IP20 indoor units and the list of all new RF units capable of working with higher modulations while being powered over Ethernet Cat5 and Cat6 cabling. These are situated on the left side of our slide. A conventional split mount installation uses a fiber IDU, for example IP20G, IP20GX, or IP20N or IP10 in the following radios. For normal power RFUC or RFUC Premium. For high power, depending on the configuration needed, the 1500 high power with either 1 or 2 receivers for space diversity configurations, or the RFU high power. For IP20 long-haul Evolution configurations, the Evolution XCVR is available as shown in the table. With the 2018 paradigm shift, Seragon introduced a new lineup of radio units that are capable of more configurations, more capacity with the 4096 QAM modulation and easier and simpler installations. The selection of the RFU depends on the customer needs for band and power. The standard power units, like RFUD and RFUS, work between 6 to 42 GHz. Are capable of 4096 QAM modulation and support channel bandwidth from 14 to 112 MHz, while operating with up to 29 dB power. The RFUD is a dual-core radio unit. The high-power RFUD works in 4 to 11 GHz bands, supports up to 36 dB transmit power, has dual carrier capacity and operates between 14 to 112 MHz with a modulation ranging from BPSK to 4096 QAM. The RFUD high power is also a dual-core radio unit. The last of the group, the RFUE, is designed to work in E-band, with a maximum power of 18 dB and operates on channel bandwidths between 14 to 500 MHz, with a maximum modulation possible for 1048 QAM. These radio units can only operate with the IP20F or the IP20N that has at least one RIC-D line card installed. All of them, except the RFUD high power, can be powered up on the same cable using PoE adapters. The RFUD high power is the only one that will need a separate DC connection for powering up. When connecting to the antenna, there are 2 possible installations, each with hybrid installations are installations. For a better understanding of this module and the following ones, let's consider having a look at some of the most common types of systems. Hybrid installations are When connecting to the antenna, there are two possible installations, each with its own naming convention. A direct mount is when the outside unit, the radio, is connected directly to the antenna. Check the right side example for a direct mount connection. A remote mount is when a waveguide, usually a flexible waveguide, is used to transport radio signal from outdoor unit to the antenna. Hybrid installations are installations that utilize an indoor unit, usually a powerful, modular IDU, like the IP20N with 2 rack units, and, for allowing more ports to be aggregated, 1 or more, all outdoor network elements that sit on the tower. Seragon allows for such special configurations to be installed as part of our drive to enable operators to be as flexible as possible with our equipment. Also, hybrid configurations might be used to provide TDM circuits over packet-based network elements. Although these are not standard installations, some clients might need them, and there is the possibility that your project installation is done with such a client need in mind. For a better understanding of this module and the following ones, let's consider having a look at some of the most common types of system configurations and explain each of them. For 1+0 links, one single carrier is used, and that carrier will use 2 frequencies for full duplex channel, one for transmission and one for reception. This is done with a single transceiver or radio unit, capable of both transmitting and receiving on 2 frequencies at the same time. Normally, a single antenna is used for this configuration. For 2+0 links, 2 radio carriers are used in just one direction, so 2 transceivers at each end of the link, communicating in 2 channels at the same time. Each channel and transceiver will use a transmission and a receiving frequency, full duplex. This can be done in either single polarization, vertical or horizontal. A special case is when we use the same channel for both the vertical and horizontal polarizations, commonly known as an X-PIC link. The N+0 links are links with multiple of one carrier, N being the multiplication. Generally, the radios would be grouped together, transmitting data towards the same direction. 1+1 links are links where one carrier is used for transporting data and a protection carrier is used to come in place whenever the first carrier fails. Generally involves a second transceiver, configured exactly as the first one, but muted for most of the time. 2+2 links are links with 2 carriers that are protected all the time by other 2 carriers. The Seragon protection groups are generally called hot standby. N+1 links, a multiple of N carriers are configured and one single carrier stands idle, being able to protect one of the N carriers. 1+0 east-west, also called a repeater configuration, is when the unit uses 2 carriers, aligned and configured so that they collect transmission from one side and pass it on to the other side. A space diversity system is where a single transmitter and 2 receivers connected to 2 antennas are used, to make use of the multipath propagation happening along the link. Generally, 1 or 2 carriers can be used in this configuration with 2 or 4 antennas. 2x2 and 4x4 MIMO configurations are where 2 or 4 carriers are used on the same frequency to double or quadruple the capacity by making use of the cross-antenna interferences. The current module covered the following topics: Ceragon technology overview, a short overview of the entire Ceragon portfolio, and types of installations. The all-outdoor installations, all-indoor installations, split-mount installation, and hybrid installations. Thank you for your attention.